Labubus are kind of interesting. Oh wow, my cam ad. Now come on to
Whenever it feels like we are making progress towards a society that refuses to fall victim to mindless consumption, or we are having honest conversations about how young people can't afford houses or have families, something like Labubu
I think right now is like the hardest time to buy a house, like financially for everyone or some shit. I think I read
comes
that.
around and destroys all faith in humanity. Now, there's nothing wrong with having a collection: music, trading cards, comic books, coins.
I have all of this except coins
Seashells, whatever brings you joy,
and seashells.
especially if you are a child. But something about Labubu feels off. It feels less like a genuine collection and more of a hollow trophy that people convince themselves they need because someone
Mozzarella stick. I need to finish the mozzarella stick.
attached it to their purse.
I'm gonna try it in ranch. Is that crazy? My mozzarella stick and ranch? That's gotta be fine, right? Is this against the rules? Yeah.
Illusion of status packaged into an evil-looking doll that proves how easily we're manipulated by major corporations. But the crazy part is, this is not the first time something like this has happened, and we're not even—
I think Labubus are cooler than Beanie Babies. I do.
Embarrassed to admit that we keep falling for it. And as if the amount of money that people are spending on these things isn't shocking enough, there is real crime and violence breaking out because of these dolls. And once you see just how far people are willing to go for Labubu, you'll understand why this isn't just a dumb toy, it's a symptom of something much worse. Before Labubu—
I'll go to the mall sometimes, and the Pop Mart store is still like so poppin'. So, but I guess it's like bigger than just Labubus, but you know.
Labubus became the world's latest big-time collectible. They were just silly sketches made by Kasing Lung. The Hong Kong-born artist spent a lot of his childhood in the Netherlands, becoming infatuated with Nordic fairy tales, especially
this guy made a
elves that were
Labubu?
separated as beings of the
Or did I
dark
just not pay
light.
attention?
In 2015, Lung decided to make his drawings into a short story for children that he called the Monsters Trilogy, telling a simple story about how a child meets a playful tribe of fictional female elves called
Evil Labubu right there.
the Labubu. That's why I wanted to create something that I've always known existed in my heart, he said in an interview. It's so amazing that so many people love it. Shortly after, he released—
I feel like his Labubu books, like the demonic looking, like scary old ones, probably go for some money now.
a handful of toys as an artistic trial run, and his fans—
those ones don't look very good.
It. Many people are surprised to find out that the Labubu characters are supposed to be kind-hearted creatures that are eager to help, only for everything to erupt into chaos following their various funny antics. According to Lung, there are over 100 different characters, each with different backstories and relationships, picking on or bullying each other in innocent ways.
即係因為 Labubu 其實有好多咁，有百幾隻嘅又係。其實因為我希望
Do you think the Labubus are gonna get a movie?
有一個角色，其實佢成日俾 Labubu 欺負嘅。
But not everyone interprets Labubu seeming kind-hearted or acting like—
How much is a big
bullies.
one? Like
a lot of people—
like 300? I think you might be right. I've been to the Pop Mart store, and oh my god, I kind of want one. You know what's really cool? I have like one back there, but like the ones with the scary mask you can put on, like Ghostface. If I can get like a giant one with like a Ghostface or Art the Clown mask, that'd be cool.
The teeth and sinister smiles really freak them out. I personally find them creepy and have no desire to have any of them for myself, family, or in my home. I don't
They're not
understand
that
why
creepy.
everyone else thinks it's cute when it's obviously creepy. However, Labubu did create a cult following, which caught the attention of a Beijing-based company called Pop Mart, a company known for blind box packaging. Pop Mart and Labubu developed a licensing deal in 2019.
I thought Pop Mart made Labubu. See, I'm learning.
And it changed the company forever. Shortly after their partnership was established, 55,000 boxes of the Labubu miniseries were sold out in 9 seconds on Pop Mart's online shop. And
If you splurge $300 on Labubu, I'm gonna see you differently. I won't judge you. I won't judge you. Especially if it was the Johnny Gilbert Labubu.
Over 6 years ago. So the hype surrounding these toys is not new, it's just new to America. And while the company does have some offerings where you can actually choose which one you're going to purchase, it primarily sells blind box figurines.
I love
now,
blind
making
boxes.
up
I don't
more
give a
than
fuck.
70% of their business. Blind boxes have been around for over 40 years in East Asia. It's just that recently they've become America's largest obsession when it comes to collectible
They're so fun.
toys. The concept is incredibly simple for businesses to get the consumer excited. On the external packaging, the customer can see a few different Labubus they might get. Maybe you will get the pink one. Maybe you will get the green one. It even tells you the—
I like
odds
them
of
for like
getting that
vinyls and all that
1 in 6.
shit.
The key is putting
And
the
movies,
secret one there. It
toys,
is grayed out, so it is a total mystery. The secret one has a 1 in
merch,
72 chance of being in your purchase. And this could be one of the main reasons that is causing younger generations to collect more than they ever have before. In a survey conducted on 21st Century—
I'm not hooked on Labubus. I have a few Lafufus. 1, 2, 3, off-brand 1, 4, 5. I have 5 Labubus in here. I think we have like maybe 1 or 2 more. So I have like a total of like 7 Labubus and Lafufus, whatever the fuck you want to call it. I gave Jordan Sweeto a Lafufu, so then I have like 8 that I've had. And then I have a Ted one from Pop Mart. And then I have a Chrissy figure from Pop Mart. But that's different because I had to get Grace. I bought the Grace thing. But either way, yeah, that's not that much.
Collecting around the world, we've discovered that the
More than
average
3
young
pack it
adult
up.
spends
Nope.
almost $2,000 a year
I never bought one of them. They were either gifted to me by viewers, by Jake, by Grace. The only one I bought was the Ted figure.
on collectibles, and that more and more adults who aren't collectors are now considering joining in on these trends, as 90% of collectors have reported that they participate in activities revolving around these collections. People
I don't know what
have
that means.
unpacking events, forums where they share their collections, and sometimes base their entire personality around something like Labubu because it's a way to connect with the outside world. Pop Mart even opened their first theme park called Popland, where people can come
What? This is real? Wait, that's kind of cool. What?
and celebrate their obsession with these blind box products together. One of the descriptions for the park reads, "There are a few spots to play in the same way as a typical theme park, including an adventure playground filled with climbing walls, nets, mazes, and trampolines. Guests can also feel
That sounds ass. Where's the roller coasters and shit?
what it's really like to live in the universe through the augmented reality immersions. And naturally, there are also plenty of places to stop to snap photos and videos for social media, which helped make the Labubus the stars they are today. When trying to get to the bottom of what they call the economics of Labubu, the Wall Street Journal teamed up
I'm curious if this is going to tell me how much like Labubus are still making, because I feel like they're falling off like financially. I think they're still like huge, but I think financially they're not where they were. Maybe I'm
with
wrong.
psychologist David Bosch to describe the impact blind boxes and Labubu have on consumers. To them, a lot of this has to do with the labels showing a secret prize and
It's a
the
good
human
box.
compulsion to complete a set.
One of the things that the brand can do to keep engagement, to encourage consumers to get a little more excitement out of it, is to label the box.
That specific range also creates a set.
It's well-known, well-supported phenomenon that most people under certain
You got yourself on
conditions
accident? I'm
have
sorry.
a very strong tendency to want to complete a
This
set.
curly fry's
The concept of
fucked.
the blind box has become so popular that thousands of YouTubers have used it as a perceptually fun way to entertain themselves and fans at the same time. A good example
I should've jumped
would
on
be
that.
how Rhett and Link looked for extremely rare toys in a segment of their show, Good Mythical Morning.
Hold on. That was not it. This one's special.
Hold on. Hold on.
These are the, I don't remember what these are called, but I remember seeing these.
I got the 1 in 100.
You got the Robbie! You got the Robbie!
I can't believe. And Robbie came with a drum.
I don't want that.
This is the most fun I've had in years.
You can see that these blind box collectibles have an interesting impact on people. Even if they don't know what the toys are, why they're
I love
interesting,
ranch.
special, or even if they don't like the way that they look, once people realize they are
Oh,
rare, they
is that, yeah, I got a Labubu on my mic. Yeah.
start to attach value that isn't actually there. Pop Mart and Labubu
Just like Black Bear would.
mostly relies on this. Nothing creates hype more than the illusion of scarcity, the old classic, low supply, high demand. However, what really started this Labubu craze was another classic modern day marketing effort, paying a celebrity to endorse the product. Because just a few months ago, one of the world's most famous K-pop stars, simply known as Lisa, sent the world into a frenzy after she confessed her love for Labubu. Lisa
She put
is
them
a
on the
Thai
map?
singer, rapper, dancer,
Holy shit,
and
she's
actress
famous.
who became the most followed K-pop idol.
That's a
on
lot of
Instagram.
followers.
But she's been seriously
Like
climbing
me.
the industry ladder since 2016 after joining the girl group Blackpink. By now, K-pop isn't just a genre; it's a full-blown global movement. Streaming has skyrocketed, with Spotify reporting a staggering 362% increase in K-pop streams worldwide over the past 5 years. The top 100 K-pop artists globally amassed a jaw-dropping 90
I thought I was the one that put
on-demand
Labubus on the map.
streams, with a 42% growth year over
crazy.
year. They've also
I
developed
posted a photo like right before they blew up with Barry next to one on my story. I'm pretty sure that might have put them on the map actually.
some of the most die-hard cult-like fans on the internet. Fans will create entire Twitter
K-pop.
accounts dedicated to a single idol, posting hundreds of updates a day like unpaid publicists.
That's not a fan
They
account.
organize
That's crazy.
mass streaming parties where
Almost-
thousands of
that's
people
as
loop
many
the
followers
same
as me.
song
More followers than me.
24/7 just to inflate the chart numbers. Some even spend hours translating interviews, subtitling videos, and archiving every second of a singer's life. To outsiders, it looks obsessive. It looks like the musician opposition is at the center of a fan's entire identity, and sometimes they will attack anyone who criticizes them. But to the fans, it's just loyalty to their favorite star. And Lisa is arguably the most famous of them all. Lisa's been in ads for PlayStation 5, Louis Vuitton, partnered with Bose, and has been a global ambassador for Celine and MAC Cosmetics. So whenever she was asked to share her secret obsession with Vanity Fair's YouTube channel, anything she chose to promote was going to turn into pure gold. And in November of 2024, her
Did she get
obsession
paid to
of
do
choice
that?
was Pop Mart collectibles.
Hi, this is Lisa, and this is my secret obsession. Whoa! This is Pop Mart. It's a blind box, so you don't know what's inside.
This sounds like an advertisement.
Open it. Oh my! How do you get this? This is really rare and hard to find.
I mean, maybe it was at the time. I've seen like so many of those when I go to Pop Mart now.
Every collection, they have like the rare one. It's really hard to get. We call them secret. So I always wish that I got secret.
One by one, Lisa unwrapped her blind boxes, getting more and more excited with every new figurine. But what got everyone's attention were the
Oh, the
large
Labubu. That's a
she held
big
in each
Labubu.
arm. She described the impact Pop Mart had on her friend and how she couldn't stop herself from buying to unlock new characters.
We call her Labubu. Okay? Oh my god, this is so heavy. Ah, one has a tail, one doesn't.
This doesn't. I don't think this is. This heavy?
So this
Maybe a little
Cinnamon,
bit.
and this is Labubu. Yes.
That one looks more
I
like
just
the
got
book.
into Pop Mart like early this year, and I learned about this from one of my close friend in Thailand. And when I went to Thailand, she was like, "Oh, let's go to Pop Mart," and I was like, "What is Pop Mart?" Like, what? And she's like, "Oh, it's like, you know, it's a sell toys and stuff. Like, we should go and check." And then I went with them. And I was like, to be honest, I was like, I was not into it at all. I was like, no, I'm not gonna spend my money on this. And then they came out and they were like, oh my god, like the one that I want, like it's sold out. It's so hard to get. And I was like, is that hard to get? And then they
Okay. This part sounds. I mean, it's probably not. I don't know. It sounds really scripted.
showed me a bunch of stuff.
It sounds like a marketing for Pop Mart, which it kind of probably is.
And as soon as I got them, I go crazy. Like I spent all of my money.
What's really sad,
but also
is
saying that you
people
spent all your
couldn't
money
tell
doesn't
that
sound
this
good.
entire video is just one large paid advertisement, but it worked. After the seal of approval from Lisa, Pop Mart's share price has grown by almost 600% in just 1 year. Somehow, this creepy-looking figurine with confusing appeal has managed to enter the hearts and minds of some of the richest celebrities all around the world. Korean artist V was seen walking around with Labubu in Seoul. Rapper Central C and Dua Lipa have been seen with theirs attached to bags.
I wear mine on my bag sometime too.
Kim Kardashian posted an entire collection
Post the black bear one
of them on Instagram, and Madonna received a
Damn
Labubu
it.
birthday cake that is quite frankly
Black Bear
one
had
of
a
the most
crazy one.
terrifying looking things on the planet.
He had like
And if
40 on his
celebrities
mic
aren't the ones
stand.
purchasing Labubus for themselves, they're receiving them as gifts from friends or family members. Like how football legend David Beckham posted an image of an apparently rare find that he received from his daughter. These celebrity
That looks like a
advertisements have been
Lafufu.
one of the key driving forces for Labubu's current obsession. And I feel like we must address the elephant in the room about how this thing looks incredibly evil. The sharp teeth, the unsettling grin, the slightly furrowing eyebrows.
Hi,
You
Megan.
can't help but notice this toy has a slightly demonic feel. No wonder why these Hollywood elites love
It didn't
this
go off
toy.
the sound alert?
It
I'm sorry,
represents them
Blue.
perfectly. Themselves as icons of beauty and innocence, while behind the
If
scenes
you got Madonna
they're
money.
laughing, squeezing every last dollar from the people who idolize them. Labubu is just the perfect prop for that illusion. A sinister little mascot hiding in plain sight, smiling as it
I like
drains
him.
your bank account. Across all different social media platforms, everyone and their mother has an
It is
unboxing video
definitely
from
like
Pop
the
Mart's new
Furby of
favorite
this time.
product, picking them
Just
up
like
from one of
Funko
the
Pops
company's
were.
500 plus stores or 2,000 plus vending machines around the world, eager to
But it's
record
more
themselves
Furby than
unboxing
Funko
one
Pops.
for the first or 300th time.
Right. Here we go. Y'all ready for this?
I get why it's big though. I get it.
No.
It's like people want that adrenaline rush and shit, and they that is a hard photo to stop on. I'm sorry. It's just like gives them that little happiness. I collect stuff. I get it.
It's him.
That doesn't look like a real
He's
Labubu. Am I
gorgeous.
wrong?
Oh
No, it is.
The doll seemingly is no longer about whether you actually like the thing, it's about proving you belong to the exclusive club of people who have one. The doll
True.
itself is meaningless, but the association is priceless.
Yeah, it's
People
like an
have
entry
convinced
ticket.
themselves that having one signals wealth and exclusivity, even if all they did was pay retail price for a hunk of vinyl.
I am the owner of the famous 24 karat gold Labubu.
And of course, now many buyers are
I don't like that meme. That shit just.
trying to justify their purchase by saying it'll be worth more someday. But if history has
No.
taught us anything, it's that collectibles rarely pay off like people think they will. If you look back at your childhood, odds are you collected a little
Pokemon
something.
did.
Maybe you
Pokemon
did it
did.
because you loved it, or maybe you did it because everyone else was doing it. But ultimately, it didn't matter because it was just part of growing up. For me, it was Pokemon cards, WWE wrestlers, and Hot Wheels. For others, it could have been lunchboxes, Barbies,
24K
Beyblades,
Labubu.
rocks, or literally anything else. But now, collectors have become sellers. Collections are no longer to express their admiration for a passion or interest, but to auction them off for hundreds,
I don't
thousands,
like that
or maybe
Labubu.
even
It looks
millions of
weird.
dollars. They see collections as an investment, a way to get rich quickly. In fact, 40% of so-called collectors have openly expressed how they intend to sell their collections as they increase in value. And of course, there are tons of collections out there
I
that
don't know.
have increased in value over time, but Labubus are pretty
Depends on
new,
how much
and
they
they're
got,
starting
too.
to seem like more of a flash-in-the-pan trend that is reminiscent of Beanie Babies. In the late 1990s, Beanie Babies weren't just plush toys, they were marketed as
$2,000 Beanie Baby? What am I looking at here?
miniature fortunes in the making. Thai Inc.'s strategy
94
of
Beanie Babies for
artificially
$2,000.
restricting supply by limiting retail orders and frequently retiring certain models
Do
created
they
a
still make new
frenzy
little
where
Beanie
$5
Babies or
stuffed
no?
animals were believed to become the next gold rush. At the peak of the mania, Beanie Babies accounted for roughly 10% of eBay's sales. We even
Wow.
saw full-grown adults separating Beanie Babies during a divorce. But all those people who hoarded these rare
That's
toys
so
were disappointed
crazy.
to find out that they weren't worth anything. It doesn't matter that sellers listed
Wait, that's worth 11K. Mr. Beast, what the fuck are you doing?
them for thousands of dollars online. Even still to this day, you can find listings for
What?
hundreds of thousands of dollars, but things are only worth what someone is actually
Willing to pay for.
pay. And the harsh reality was that nobody was buying. Not even the most reckless spenders could be convinced that these toys were rare or valuable. So people ended up selling their Beanie Baby collections for dollars,
2 for
sometimes
$1.
even cents at garage sales, which drove the value down even further. What was once perceived as
Valuable.
a life-changing investment turned out to be nothing more than overpriced.
Beanie Babies don't look
clutter.
cool.
This is almost a fabric of American culture at this point.
I
You'll
don't
see
get it.
shows like Antiques Roadshow, Pawn Stars, or American Pickers, where people drag out dusty items from their attic.
That's
and
cool.
pray
That's-
they've been
these
sitting
are
on
cool.
a fortune without even knowing it. The fantasy is irresistible. The
Oh, so some of those items right there though, like the Flintstones and shit, were actually cool though.
idea that some random object you already own could secretly be worth thousands. It's the modern day lottery ticket, except instead of scratching numbers, you're
Goofy,
banking on
that's cool.
nostalgia and rarity. But the uncomfortable truth is that most collectibles never hit the jackpot. For every person who sells a first edition comic for 6 figures, there are millions more who are left with
Oh,
boxes
yeah.
of junk
So
that they
many.
swore would pay
So
off
many.
one day. Even though we're still at the peak of the craze,
Fucking
occasionally
comic
you
books are
might see
so hard to
videos
go through.
online where a collector recognizes that they
Such a
might be
mess.
spending a little too much money on Labubus, but then you'll find investment gurus in denial justifying the purchases in the comments. They're actually worth more than $120, so you got lucky.
Oh, that's
The
a
scary
horrible
part
emote
is
that they
because
used.
of
I
the
hate that
Labubu
emoji.
popularity, we're no longer just talking about overpriced toys, we're talking about an obsession that's bleeding into real life in some very dark ways. Like how parents will give their own children a choice between hundreds of dollars or a Labubu blind box, only for the kid who receives the money to almost break down in tears, even though they end up buying a giant Labubu with the money they were given. Now, to give the kids the benefit of the doubt, they're kids.
Dude, that shit's so weird. They're making content off their kids' fake reactions over these Labubus. Like that's weird.
They don't know the value of money. Of course,
Weirdo.
they want a toy. However, there is
Influencer
no
shit.
excuse for the full-grown men who will buy up as many Labubu products as they can in order to resell them to children and other collectors for a much higher rate. And they have the audacity to
embarrassing.
claim that they're just passionate collectors.
We get a lot of slack on Instagram, but because of how much stock we have, oh, you took all our stock, we're collected, and we want the box, and you're triple the price, and this and that. But unfortunately, people don't understand how a business model works. You know.
No.
People perfectly understand how the business model works.
Yeah, you just
You
overcharge
try and
people.
squat on as much inventory as possible so there's scarcity, and then people have FOMO, so they want to make sure they get it, so they'll pay the extra markup that you just drive the price of the roof.
They came and shopped with me 2 weeks ago.
Yes,
bought
that's
Labubus
correct.
For the kids, someone stole her Labubu from her bag.
You're kidding.
Yes, at school.
Tough.
And then I speak to my daughter.
Labubu robbery.
My daughter's got 7 on her
Capital
bag.
punishment
She's
required.
got every generation.
We're stealing off kids.
Bro, it's not normal. Not normal. So yeah, I told her take all the Labubus.
Unfortunately, it is very normal now. It's super normal now.
When grown adults are exploiting children for profit, it's only a matter of time before the obsession spills into outright theft and violence.
Pierce the veil
In
shirt.
Southern California, a small group of teenagers were suspected of breaking into a warehouse and stealing some inventory. When the Chino SoCal police received
Yo,
a
thank you for
warrant
the
to
sub.
raid the house the
Thank you,
supposed
Nightshade.
thieves were staying at, they weren't looking for electronics or jewelry. They were searching for about 14 boxes of Labubu collectibles that the alleged thieves were intending on reselling on the black market. According to the report, the cops recovered $30,000 worth of the furry figurines, which usually retail for about $30 each. In the same story, the LA Times noted that the prices for Labubu due to scarcity are reaching all-time highs. The figurines are usually sold at Pop Mart stores and create a fervor whenever new ones are released. A child-sized Labubu sold at auction for $150,000 according to media reports, and limited edition monsters can retail for $150.
I'm confused.
Criminality doesn't stop at theft. There's now a growing scheme where people will make counterfeit Labubu, now named
Lafufus. There's
that is
so many. There's so many Lafufus
becoming
everywhere.
such a large
Yo, thank you, Sam. Sam, thank you.
problem that people are making instructional videos to help customers inspect Labubus like diamonds at a jewelry store to avoid being
They feel like
scammed.
that, honestly.
Every Labubu should have exactly 9 teeth. No more, no less. Like
9
this one,
teeth?
You can count.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. What? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. What? Is this Lafufu? This is not real? I thought this one was real. What the fuck? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I guess this one's fucking fake.
It has 10 teeth.
10 teeth. Mine has 10 teeth.
Here are a few other ways we can tell. If you look at the original Labubu's complexion, she has kind of a peachy pink tone to her skin, whereas if you look at the Lafufu, this one in particular has a paler complexion.
Pop Mart told us you can also
Bro.
identify a Labubu by their high-quality finishes, such as the stitching and the paint job.
One obvious way you can tell
Okay.
a Lafufu from a Labubu is the spelling on the tags. Labubu will say Pop Mart on the tag, whereas this specific Lafufu says Poor Mapped. I do like it when they're very
Mine says
obvious.
Pop Mart.
Whether Pop Mart will admit it or not, they're definitely enjoying all forms of press, even if it's bad. All
Well, this is
publicity is
real.
good publicity in the world of politics and sales, because at the end of the day, we only have ourselves to blame. Tim Dillon hilariously summarized the depressing reality of the Labubu obsession in America.
The Labubu is the perfect symbol of the economy that we've created and the cultural value system that we have. It is a Chinese fentanyl-stuffed voodoo doll that is being
Voodoo doll.
exported to America. Little things like the Labubu become an important status symbol for people who have given up on owning a home, having a
Jesus.
family, having a job, or a meaningful life. The adults, their eyes get big. You've got one of them. I want one of them. What? A family? No, that demon doll. That troll, that critter.
1 minute, we're having honest conversations about how young people can't start a family, buy a 2-bedroom house, or even spend time with those that we care about. And in the next, we have hundreds of thousands of people going into debt to buy a trinket because their favorite celebrity.
Crazy. I thought they were gonna say how if they're still relevant though. These are dumb. Wake me up when it's over. Them. Blah blah blah. Labubus. Yeah, I like Labubus. Labubus saved my life.